Hey everybody, Jake here from CVP. The Red Komodo is just over 4 years old now, and over that time it has cemented itself as a unique camera for people wanting to get into the Red ecosystem, and large budget productions wanting a tiny camera that can be cut alongside larger cinema camera packages. Well, in this video today, I want to reflect on how the Komodo holds up in 2025, explore the large range of firmware updates for it released throughout the years, and discuss Red's latest significant price adjustment for it, which opens it up to a whole new level of creator. Let's get into it. The Komodo body only is now priced at just $2,995, or this in pounds or euros, excluding any taxes. That's a roughly $2,000 price drop, which is pretty substantial and positions it with cameras like the Blackmagic Pixis, FX3, C70 and C80, even when you factor in the cost of some of the accessories that you need to get to make the Komodo more usable. Even though the camera is over 4 years old now, it still holds its own and has unique features that other cameras at this new price don't have. The Komodo features Red's excellent 6K Super 35 global shutter sensor. Personally, when filming in more run and gun scenarios, which we do quite a bit, I find that a global shutter really helps. It's also great when filming action, sports and cars, and even virtual production. Our fantastic projects team often spec jobs with the Komodo in the studio installs that they do. It's become a favourite with them because of the combination of the global shutter and gen lock functionality, which reduces the chances of capturing flickering, tearing or banding when shooting against an LED volume. Take this setup for example, which has just been installed by them in Falmouth University. The images that the Komodo can capture are also fantastic. Even straight out of camera, using Red's IPP2 colour science can result in some beautiful images very quickly. This is one of the big reasons we've used the Komodo and Komodo X for as long as we have as our primary studio camera. Arguably one of the best reasons to grab a Red camera is their fantastic 16-bit compressed RAW format R3D. This internal RAW is not only used in this entry-level camera, but all the way up to their flagship camera, the Raptor X. You also have the ability to switch the camera into ProRes mode if you'd rather, though R3D can be pretty heavily compressed in the camera's ELQ compression mode. R3D is also fantastic when you hit post-production. It colours and plays back very well, and across all the key NLEs, you can be very granular with your RAW controls. When we pulled this camera out of the box to make this video, I'd forgotten just how small it is. It really is impressive how small Red managed to make this camera considering what's packed inside of it. You can easily create a nice handheld package which is really compact, and then strip it back if you need to rig it up into a tighter position, a lighter configuration, or on a gimbal for example. It's a true box style camera, and this makes it very versatile. As this camera was designed to be a crash camera for high-end productions originally, you do need to add on some bits to get it to a more usable point as an A camera. So let's talk through some of our key recommended accessories and how much they bring the price up. We've made an entire series of accessories videos around the original Komodo, which are a bit out of date now with some of the specific pieces of kit, but the principles of what to think about are still relevant. However, in this video, I still want to show and talk about some of the key bits to think about if you want to rig up a Komodo and show you how you can get it into a shooting configuration quite affordably. The first thing to think about is what rigging you may need for it. There are a bunch of cages available, affordable ones from Small Rig or Tilter, and then higher end ones from the likes of Wooden Camera and Bright Tangerine. You will also most likely want to use a monitor with this camera, so you need to think about how you want to mount that as well. This will depend on how you want to configure the camera overall though. We like using the Red Outrigger handle, which can have a monitor mounted onto it pretty easily. I'd recommend using a 5-inch monitor when using this camera handheld, as a 7-inch can be a bit too large for it sometimes. Here are 3 recommendations at some different price points depending on what kind of budget you have. With some of the new control features we talk about in a bit, I do think a monitor with camera control isn't super necessary. What is necessary though is this ARRI SDI isolator cable. The 12G SDI on the Komodo is notoriously delicate, and this cable can help save you from potentially damaging the port. If you want to learn more about this issue, please give this Red article a read. The Komodo uses CFast 2 as its recording media, which is a bit on the pricier side, but fortunately Angelbird make a 512GB card for just £319 and a reader for about £100. Red also have a range of recommended cards which you can find on their site, with this one being on that list. Lastly, powering the camera can be done in a few ways. It comes with an AC adapter and uses Canon's BP style batteries. You can actually mount 2 of these to the back of the camera and hot swap them, which is awesome. Hawkwoods have their DV955 batteries, which are about £75 per battery and also offer a charger as well. You could alternatively use a V-lock adapter plate if you'd rather use larger V-mount batteries, but I do like running BPs on this camera as it keeps it nice and compact. When it comes to lens choice, you have a few options again. The Komodo comes with a Canon RF to EF adapter in the box, so you can easily use EF glass if you want to. You can use RF glass if you prefer, or adapt to loads of other lenses like PL. I've made a few different configurations at some different prices, and as you can see, you can get this camera configured for a pretty decent price. Red have also dropped the pricing of their Komodo starter and production kits, which come with a range of accessories as well. I've put links to those and all of the accessories and bundles that I've mentioned, as well as the Komodo accessory videos in the description below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and if you want to buy anything you see in this video or any other filmmaking or photography gear, head over to cvp.com, our experienced team is waiting to help you. So with this new price, it means that it's priced just between the Pixis and the FX3. It's only a little bit extra over the Pixis and almost $900 less than the FX3, which is insane. Though like we have shown, you will need to add on some accessories to make it more usable, but that's also the case with the Pixis, but not so much with the FX3. The Komodo is definitely more comparable to the Pixis, as they have similar feature sets and are more designed around being box-shaped cine-inspired workflow cameras, whereas the FX3 is essentially a mirrorless camera but more refined to shoot video and has a few features more tailored to solo shooters, like more comprehensive autofocus, in-body stabilization, a full-frame sensor with impressive low-light capabilities, and lighter data rate recording formats. However, the Komodo does offer a lot of unique features at its price, and the fact you can even get a brand new Red camera at this price is crazy enough. Since the Komodo was released in 2020, Red have released 10 full firmware updates for it. This means that the camera has changed quite a bit, and Red have been listening to user feedback and have added a bunch of awesome tweaks and features. Early this month, they released firmware 1.8.3, which is packed with a bunch of great updates. This includes the addition of user pages. This allows you to change the shooting page from the preview layout to a function grid with 3 pages that you can fully customize. Most people using the Komodo will have a monitor attached onto the top of it, and this new mode means you can really dial in the key functions you need quick access to and use the touchscreen on the camera to quickly access them while still monitoring via your external monitor. You can change what's on these pages by going into the menu or just holding onto a given square. You then have a bunch of functions to choose from. You can even set one of these buttons to take you back to the default preview, which you can toggle in and out of if you do want to use that quickly for something like touch autofocus. You also have the ability to change what the top buttons do. You can have them set as their default select, locked, or in function mode. This new function mode is for when you have an SDI monitor attached and allows you to use the arrow keys to cycle through different control parameters and then adjust them with the other buttons. This is a really nice addition as well, and again will make control of the camera even better when using a monitor. You also have the ability to edit the list for FPS, shutter and formats, which means you can really limit the amount of choice that you have, which makes navigating through them much faster when shooting. You can now also create an assignable button function for max frame rate in a chosen resolution, false color and peaking. These are the full release notes for 1.8.3, and it's available to download now on Red's site. We also noticed that the autofocus system is finally out of beta. The autofocus in the Komodo isn't as comprehensive as the Komodo X's, but is certainly still usable for a lot of situations. Here are a few different examples, but I think it's definitely usable in a lot of scenarios. It's just very limited compared to other systems. Oh yeah, another thing, I'm not sure when it changed, but the camera definitely feels snappier than the last time I used one of these. It really is impressive what Red have managed to add to the camera. You have a great preset system, ELQ quality, which is great for faster turnaround projects, where you can use a higher compression version of their excellent internal RAW, remote shutdown, improved calibration speed, cloud upload features, undercranked and time-lapse features, and much, much more. If you want to see everything they've added, all of the release notes for the different firmwares are on Red's site. This new price drop is pretty substantial, and is probably what Red should have initially done when they dropped the price of the Komodo X and Komodo last year. This new price for a cinema camera of this quality and feature set is honestly remarkable. I think this new price will make it an interesting proposition for lots of people. Even with it being 4 years old, it's still a fantastic camera in so many ways. But whether it's the right camera for you or not will depend on what you need and prioritize in a camera system. We've created loads of content around the Komodo before, so if you want to learn more about it, I've made a playlist with those videos in, link to which is in the description. Alternatively, if you want to come in and test one of these out for yourself, We have them in our UK and European showrooms for demo, where you can get your hands on the camera, rig it up, and check out some lenses with one of our knowledgeable technical consultants. If you want to book an appointment, drop demo@cvp.com an email. If you're interested in grabbing one of these for yourself, I've also put links in the description below to our website. Anyway, make sure to join our Discord and let us know what you think of this new price drop. Link to join us is in the description. And to stay up to date with our upcoming content, please make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And again, thank you so much for watching.